Hello everybody, I'm Pastor Steve Green. Today is Wednesday, March 17th. This is our first refresh message this week. In John chapter 1 and verse 17 it says, "For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Jesus Christ." There's an important difference between the words of Jesus and the words of Moses. The words given through Moses are law, and the words given through Jesus are grace and truth. In John 6:63, Jesus said, "It is the Spirit who gives life, the flesh profits nothing. The words that I speak to you are spirit, and they are life." So we come back again to the words that Jesus speaks. He says his words are spirit and life. We count the words spoken directly by Jesus and the words transmitted later through the writers of the New Testament, all to be the words of Jesus. When we receive the words of Jesus and we act upon them, trusting in Him, receiving His words with an open, trusting heart, His words are truth to us. They are a spiritual force within us. They have life-changing empowerment. No other words in the universe are like His words. By believing and acting upon His words, we are giving room to the grace of God, His life-changing ability. There's power in the words of Jesus. Two different ways that Christians in history have neglected the grace of God are highlighted in the New Testament. First of all, the Corinthians. In 2 Corinthians 6:1, Paul says, "We then as workers together with him also plead with you not to receive the grace of God in vain." So the Corinthians obviously were born again believers. They were already saved. Their sins were forgiven. They were followers of Jesus, but they still had the potential peril of receiving the grace of God in vain. And that was because they were tempted to adopt a natural lifestyle, just according to the Greek culture that they lived in, doing as they thought best and as they felt best, what their intellect or their feelings told them would be the right way to go. And by following that type of lifestyle, we are receiving, or they would have been receiving, the grace of God in vain. This wonderful, life-changing, empowering grace that comes through the words of Jesus, they were in danger of neglecting. Then there were the Galatians, and Paul said to them, "I do not set aside the grace of God, for if righteousness comes through the law, then Christ died in vain." So the Galatians in some ways were opposite to the Corinthians. The Corinthians were being not religious at all. The Galatians were in danger of being too religious, of going back to the law of Moses, and in doing so, setting aside the words of Jesus and therefore setting aside the grace of God.